Hi, 10th grade. This is day 6 of Dr. Moss's absence. Don't worry, he's coming back soon. You only have a few more days left with me. And here we are at the beginning of class doing our 2 Rashis of the day. And here we go. So Rashi has the following to say. He's looking at actually what happens now. Abraham and Yitzchak are up on the I'm sorry, they are walking on the 3-day journey. So this might actually even be a little bit out of order from last time because um but they are walking together up to the mountain. And I guess what I want you to see is there are 2 pieces I'm bringing here. That's the dot dot dot. So it's Pesukim 6 to 8, and here it is. Abraham took the wood for the burnt offering, put it on his son Isaac, and the 2 of them walked off together. Then Isaac said to his father, "Dad, where is the sheep for the burnt offering?" And Abraham said, "God will see to the sheep. He'll show it to us." Dot, dot, dot. And the 2 of them walked together. What do you think Rashi's problem is here? Write that in your spot. You can stop the video and take some answers. And let's look at what Rashi has to say. Rashi's kasha is one of extra words. Why does it say the same phrase and the 2 of them walk together twice? The Torah, God is not a blabbermouth. The Torah says what it says because it's trying to teach us not just something in a beautiful way, but it's actually trying to teach us something. So every word counts, every word matters. So what is the problem? Why would the Torah use the exact same words, shnehem v'yalchu shnehem yachdav, 2 of them walk together, not once, but twice? Give us a good give. So write down Rashi's kasha. What's your teirutz? What's your solution to that potential problem? And let's see what Rashi has to say. The first time they walked together, when only Abe knew what was going to happen to Yitzchak. The second time, Yitzchak now understands what will happen, and he's okay with it. So Rashi looks at what happened in between this conversation where, like, Isaac is asking, we don't have all the things we need, and Abraham is kind of saying, don't worry, we have all the things we need. And slowly he's saying, well, that through that conversation, Yitzchak understands that he is going to be put to death, and he still keeps on walking. So at this point, in the beginning, it was only Isaac who kind of is following God, but really, and showing faith. But now at this point, Yitzchak, who could have ran away, is not, but actually is walking and walking with his father at this moment forward. So write in Rashi's teirutz there, and let's move on to the next one. So they're up on the mountain. Abraham lifts up his knife, and God says to Abraham, "Do not send your hand against the child, and do not do anything to him, because now I know you really do fear God." What could be Rashi's kasha here? Write it in the spot. You can stop the video to take some answers before we get to Rashi's reveal. And here comes Rashi. Rashi says, God seems to be saying the same thing as Rashi's kasha. God seems to be saying the same thing twice. Why is God repeating the same idea again? Right? Don't do anything, and don't put your hand out against the child. And what could be that's what's Rashi's kasha? What's the potential teirutz there? And let's see what Rashi actually has to say. What might be the God is thinking that even though God has now told Abe not to kill his son, it might be that Abe still thinks that God wants him to inflict some kind of small little wound or something. And God basically says, don't do that. Don't do anything. Don't do any kind of physical hurt. And then, of course, I wrote at the end, but what about emotional hurt? Because there's going to be some major bucks spent as a therapist because of this instance. You actually see Yitzchak throughout his life really suffering as a character, not really being a very active character, but very passive throughout his life. And my sense is, or the sense of a lot of biblical Torah commentators are, that he is emotionally scarred from this moment forward. Some people actually think he is physically scarred because the angels who are crying to God to stop this moment, the tears of that get into Yitzchak's eyes and cause him to have early onset blindness, which is actually important in the next story where Jacob steals his the blessing that was supposed to be for Esau, and he steals it because Isaac can feel and hear, but cannot see. All right. So write in Rashi's teirutz, and we'll see you next time.